Have you ever wondered why the elders warn us never to whistle at night? Is it just a silly superstition meant to silence restless children? Or is there something listening in the dark, waiting for a voice to call it forth? Io never believed the warnings. At 15, he thought the stories were nothing but tricks to keep children quiet after sundown. But one Harmattan night, he learned the truth. A truth that silences laughter and haunts dreams. The moon hung low above the sleepy village of Oran. Its pale light brushed against the mud huts, and the dry grass rustled like whispers. Even the baobab tree by the well seemed to bend closer, its branches like fingers reaching for whoever dared walk too near. Inside his family's compound, Io sat near the fire, roasting groundnuts and humming to himself. The flames licked the air, casting shifting shadows across the walls. Every crackle of the wood seemed louder that night, as though the fire itself wanted company. His grandmother, Mama Sade, was bent over a basket weaving palm fronds, her wrinkled hands moving steadily as if they carried the rhythm of the earth itself. Her gray scarf slipped with each bend forward, but she never paused. A woman of habit, of faith, of memory. "Io," she said sharply without looking up, "stop humming that tune. And remember what I told you, do not whistle at night. The ones who walk in the dark, they will answer." Io rolled his eyes. "Mama, you and your stories. I've whistled many times during the day. Nothing happens." "What difference does the night make?" Mama Sadi's hands froze. She raised her eyes, their deep brown shadowed by fear. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "The night listens differently. It does not forgive." Her gaze lingered on him longer than usual, as though she could already see danger perched on his shoulders. But Io only laughed, popping another roasted nut into his mouth. When Mama rose to her room, he felt the rebellious thrill that always comes when elders forbid something. Outside, the village was still. No drums, no chatter. Even the goats had curled up in silence. The air was so dry it scratched the throat with each breath. Io leaned against the compound wall, and with a mischievous grin, he puckered his lips and blew a sharp whistle. The sound cut through the air like a blade. It hung, suspended, longer than it should have. And then, it echoed back, but it wasn't his whistle. It was lower, hollow, like air whistling through a broken flute. Io froze. His breath clouded in the cold night. "Who's there?" he called softly. Silence. He laughed nervously, convincing himself it was just the wind. So he whistled again, this time a playful tune, and the answer came immediately. The same tune, played back note for note, but slower, hungrier. Io's stomach tightened. His eyes darted to the shadows near the village gate. Something was there, tall, too tall. Its outline was broken, as though it were made of smoke trying to take shape. The figure stepped forward, its feet making no sound on the earth. Two hollow holes where eyes should be glowed with a faint, dying ember. Io's mouth went dry. He stumbled backward, but his legs felt heavy, like the ground itself clung to him. The figure whistled again. This time it was right by his ear. Io spun around. No one. The compound was empty, yet he felt hot breath brush against his neck. Heart pounding, he tried to scream, but his voice was trapped. The figure leaned closer, its face formless, its breath stinking of damp earth and ashes. "Why did you call me?" it whispered, its voice like dry leaves rubbing together. I didn't mean to," Io stammered, his lips trembling. The figure tilted its head, listening, like a predator savoring a prey's heartbeat. Then it stretched a hand, long, bony fingers, claws made of shadow, and pointed at him. Io stumbled backward, tripping over the stool by the fire. The flames flickered wildly, casting monstrous shapes on the mud walls. The shadow stepped into the firelight, and the flames bent away from it as though even fire refused to touch it. The night deepened. Somewhere beyond the huts, a dog began to howl, its cry breaking off midway as though choked into silence. Finally, Ayo screamed. The cry tore through the compound, waking Mama Sede. She burst from her room, her wrapper flung loosely around her shoulders. Her eyes widened when she saw the thing, looming, towering, its hollow gaze fixed on her grandson. Without a word, she grabbed a small calabash from the shrine by the doorway. Inside it was ash from sacred wood. Her hands trembled as she flung the ash towards the figure, chanting words in a tongue older than memory. The ash flared like sparks in the air. The shadow shrieked a piercing, bone-rattling sound. It recoiled, its body unraveling like smoke in the wind, but it didn't leave immediately. It clung to the edges of the compound, stretching long fingers toward Ayo, its whisper echoing from all sides. Once called, never forgotten. The fire roared back to life, and in an instant, the figure dissolved, leaving behind only the echo of its broken whistle. Ayo collapsed, his chest heaving, tears streaking his face. "Mama!" he gasped. "What was that?" Mama Sade's face was pale, her eyes glistening with sorrow. She sank beside him, pulling him close. "They are called the Whistlers of the Night," she said softly. "They are spirits who wander in darkness, drawn by the sound of human whistles. To them, a whistle is a call, an invitation, and once invited, they do not leave easily." Her voice quivered now, the weight of memory in every word. "When I was a girl, a cousin of mine whistled to tease the night. He laughed as you did. That very evening they came for him. We found only his slippers at the edge of the forest, and his whistle still echoing among the trees." Ayo shivered, the memory of that cold whisper clinging to his ears. "But Mama, I didn't know. That is why we obey the old ways," she said firmly. "Traditions are not just words. They are shields for those wise enough to respect them." Outside, the wind stirred again, carrying with it a faint sound, a whistle far away, yet too close. Ayo buried his face into Mama's chest, his body trembling. That night changed him forever. Never again did he whistle after sunset. Never again did he doubt the warnings of the elders, because in Oran village, everyone knew. The night has ears, and if you whistle, it will whistle back. But whispers spread quickly. By morning, neighbors had gathered, drawn by the screams they had heard. Some claimed they saw the fire bend. Others swore a shadow slipped into the forest, still whistling faintly as dawn crept in. The elders shook their heads. They did not ask Ayo for the whole tale. They already knew. Every generation, someone disobeys, and the whistlers come to remind the village that silence is a shield. From that day on, when Ayo walked through the village at dusk, he felt eyes in the shadows, not human eyes, but something waiting, patient, hungry. And sometimes, as the wind pushed through the tall grass, he swore he heard it again, his own whistle played back to him, drawn out, broken, mocking, and he understood then. Once you call the whistler, it never truly leaves. So remember, when the night is heavy and silence presses against your skin, do not whistle, because silence keeps you safe, and sound might answer back. So tell me, would you dare whistle in the dark? Like, share, and subscribe for more chilling folk tales. And in the comments, tell me, what would you have done if the whistler answered you?